I'm Jess with Bow Home Life. Thanks for joining me today in our yoga flow. We are in a beautiful meadow up in the Sal Mountains, going to do a nice grounding and clearing flow today amongst the wildflowers and bees and all those other lovely bugs. Well, I hope you enjoy it, and at the end I always appreciate any comments, likes, shares, whatever, donations. It all helps. So thank you so much for joining me, and let's get on our mat. Thought we'd begin today by doing a little bit of breath work, getting that in tune. So placing one hand on the stomach, we're going to close our eyes and focus on the breath. Deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Noticing what's happening to the body. On the breath in, your body should expand like a balloon. On the exhale, it should contract in. So just noticing if that's happening. And then we're going to focus on how to take on a whole deep yogic breath. You're filling in on the inhale. The stomach is the first thing to inflate, and then the lungs and the chest rises last. On the exhale, it's the exact opposite, chest and lungs, and then the navel pulls in at the bottom of the exhale. Now from here, we're going to move into our breath of fire work. So what's going to happen is you're supposed to get about 1 to 2 breath cycles per second, but I'm doing it nice and slow as I'm still working on building the fire within myself. So you're going to take in deep, forceful breaths through the nose and deep exhales through the nose as well. Same exact length and nice and forceful. So you can see that my stomach is moving nice and forcefully in and out. That's what you're going for here. And then in a minute, we're going to now focus on matching the breath to the movement. So on the inhale, I'm bringing my body forward, still doing the breath of fire, deep breaths in, pulling the stomach out. And then on the exhales, I'm forcing that navel back towards my spine. And as I'm matching it with the movement. So inhales, bringing the chest in. Exhales, taking my back down. And I'm also matching my neck movement with it as well. So you can redo this video a few times, work on the breath as much as you need to. It's very important in the practice. Otherwise, we can go ahead and begin by placing our hands either up to receive energy or down on our knees to ground. And we just relax here. If you want to repeat this breath work, go ahead, and now is a great time to do it. Otherwise, we'll begin with a nice sound meditation. I have a singing bowl for us today, so just closing your eyes, letting yourself relax, and just paying attention to the noise and how it makes you feel. The beautiful sound of the singing bowl. I'll be here for a minute. With the singing bowl sitting down, we're still going to focus on our meditation, letting the energy flow through the body, letting your focus be on your third eye, the brow point right in between your eyebrows up top there. And just still focusing on the breath, letting yourself be still, maybe setting your intention for the day. Maybe letting your intention be this grounding mantra. I am grounded. My spirit is grounded deep in the earth. I am calm, strong, centered, and peaceful. I'm able to let go of fear and trust that I'm eternally safe. I'm worthy of all things beautiful. I apologize for all my movement. I was getting eaten alive in these mountains. And from here, we're going to come out of our meditation pose and come to sit on our knees, inhaling our arms up towards the sky, exhaling the hands down to our chest and prayer pose, sealing our intention. Taking our arms out wide, we're going to take our hands and release them just behind the head, gently pulling the chin to the chest, letting the elbows hang, and then taking the arms all the way up, exhaling them down to our sides. Inhale them halfway up, exhale them to heart center. Taking the hands once again behind the head, pulling the chin gently to the chest. And then reaching the arms up towards the sky, exhaling the hands all the way down to the sides. Inhale the hands halfway up, palms reach for the sky. Exhale the hands to heart center. And then taking the hands to the back of the head, chin to chest. Gentle pull there, straightening that spine. Taking the hands towards the sky, exhale the hands all the way down, back towards the sides of the mat. We'll take our right hand to our left knee. Left hand is behind us as we come into a twist. Maybe looking up over that left shoulder if it feels okay. Focusing on the breath. Then we'll go to the other side, left hand on the right knee, right hand behind us as we turn to look over that right shoulder, maybe if that feels comfortable for you. Always going to your comfort level and never past it. Then we'll do some shoulder shrugs, one direction, nice big shrugs, and then we'll go the other direction, nice big shoulder shrugs, bringing those shoulders to the ears. And then we'll do a few neck rolls, taking the neck one direction, nice and slow, and then the other direction, nice and slow, warming up the body with intent. And then from here, we'll come forward onto all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We'll do a few cat-cows. On the inhale, you look up, drop the belly. On the exhale, look down, rounding the spine. Following your own breath, finding your own depth, your challenge here for yourself. Maybe even doing a few hip circles, rotating the hips to circles in one direction, and then the other, loosening up the hips, working with the spine, the whole body. You can stay in cat-cow if you like, or continue to work in the hip circles. And then we're all going to come into child's pose on an exhale, so arms reach long in front of you, forehead drops towards the mat. And then returning back to all fours. And tuck the toes under the feet and come into a plank, and then lower down to our belly, grounding the palms under the shoulders. You can come up into cobra or upward dog, and then exhaling, lifting the hips, sending them back up to down dog, pedaling one knee and the other. If that feels good, a nice little stretch for our down dog, especially first thing in the morning. It's a great one. And then stepping the feet forward, coming into forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, releasing down. And then inhale, coming all the way up, standing tall in your mountain. Exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. Inhale, reaching up tall. Exhale, after interlacing the fingers, you're going to lean to the right side. Gently getting that right side stretch in, keeping the hips where they are so you're not jutting them out to the left. And keeping the arms in line with the ears. On inhale, coming to center. On an exhale, going to the left. Finding your stretch on this side. Always breathing. Breath is so important. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, slight back bend, keeping the hips over the feet as you look towards the sky. And coming up, exhale, hands down to the sides. Inhale into heart center. Maybe bringing back your intent for the practice. Remembering your intention and resealing it. So for you here, I'm going to face you, but you don't have to turn around. I just make it a little bit easier for you guys to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to ground through my left foot as I begin to come into tree. You can have your right foot on your ankle, your calf, or your inner thigh, but never touching that knee. You want to go a little bit deeper into half lotus standing. You're going to take that right foot and wrap it around in front of you into the hip crease. And you're going to take that right arm and pull it behind you so it grabs the big toe with the peace fingers. And you can stay standing here in your tree in any of those positions, or you can start to fold forward if you have this bind, if that feels fine for you. Staying focused on the breath, feeling the challenge, feeling the stretch, grounding strongly through that left leg. Your gaze here is very important. Let it stay relaxed, focusing on one point. Inhale, coming back up tall if you were folded. Otherwise, all taking our hands back to heart center. And slowly, with control, we're going to bring that knee into the chest. Right hand holds that right knee as the left hand comes to the hip, opening that right hip out to the side. Staying grounded through that left foot, always breathing. And bring it back forward and standing feet together. So now we'll go into the other side, grounding through our right foot. Left foot comes up either to the ankle, calf, or inner thigh, or if you want to try on the half lotus here, you absolutely can. I have to bring my hand around first on the side because it's a little bit more difficult for me from side to side. So knowing that's okay if that's the way your body is too. Finding your way into the bind if you were trying to go there today, with the left foot in your hip crease and your and your left arm reaching around back with your peace fingers to grab that big toe. Anywhere from here you can raise your arms up towards the sky. If you're in tree or the bind, that's fine. If you want to fold forward in the bind, finding your challenge, your edge today. How far can you go? And always breathing. Letting yourself feel the stretch. And slowly we'll begin to come back up if you were in the fold, and then we'll all take our hands back to heart center, staying focused with the breath. Slowly releasing that, bringing the knee in front of us. Left hand on that knee, opening up that knee to the side, getting a nice little side stretch here in the hips. And then bringing it back forward, dropping that knee down, maybe pedaling out the feet. And then inhale the arms up tall, exhale, hands to heart center. Taking a wide stance on the mat. You want your feet about 3 to 5 feet apart. And you can't really see mine, they're hidden in the grass, but your ankles are pointing in, toes are pointing out a little bit. And so inhale, arms up. Exhale, squatting down into a nice goddess pose. As you inhale, straightening the legs, reaching the arms tall towards the sky. Exhale, coming back towards your squat or goddess pose. Do that a few more times, or just meet here and hold it. Whatever feels better for you. Nice strong stance. You're tucking your tailbone under your bum here. And then we'll lift the right ankle up and then the left. Right, and then left. Right, and then left. And then both together, holding both heels off the mat. Staying with the breath. With the ankles still lifted, the heels still lifted, you reach the arms up towards the sky, looking towards the sky, focusing on the balance, straightening the legs, and releasing it down. Forward, fold, wide-legged, forward, fold. Inhale, halfway up, finding the length in the back. Exhale, folding forward. Letting yourself find a nice stretch here. And leaning towards the right side, leaning towards the left. You can match your breath to your movement here. On the one inhale, leaning to one side, on the exhale, going to the other. Finding a nice lunge from side to side. Working those legs today. Going as fast or slow that works for you, feeling the stretch at your own pace. You can even power the breath if you want, like we did at the beginning of practice with a breath of fire. Nice strong breaths if that feels okay for you. This is your practice, working at your comfort level. Inhale, coming back to center, halfway up. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Giving yourself a moment to restore. Maybe walking your hands even farther behind you. Fingers would point behind you as you gently pull yourself even deeper into the stretch. And inhale, slowly coming all the way up. Hands touch, and then you exhale them to heart center. Turning that right foot out. The heel of the right foot is in line with the heel of the left. We're coming into triangle, so you're taking your hands to T position and then leaning over that right leg, sending the hips back as you look up towards the sky, if that's okay for the neck. Your hand can be on the ground, the ankle, the calf, or even on a block if you have one. If you want the bind, your left arm drops behind you. And then coming back to wide arms, you're going to turn that right foot in as the left toes point out this time. Same thing, leaning forward over the other leg this time. Dropping the hand to wherever your comfort level is on this side. And maybe dropping the right arm into a bind behind your back to touch the thigh if that feels good. Feeling free to pause this video anytime to work on whatever pose feels best for you or needs any work. We are going through a nice flow session today, so feel free to make it your own. Coming back to wide-legged stance, wide arms, inhale them up tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Returning back to your goddess pose, your squat. With your heels pointing in, toes pointing out. Tailbone tucked under, and we're focusing on the breath. So you can stay here, just mild breath, or with breath of fire. So remember 1 to 2 breath cycles per second, or just really strong breaths in and out. through the nose, equal length. It's very important. You're pulling that navel back towards your spine on your exhales. Really almost like you're punching yourself in the stomach. Just really intense breaths. Focusing here. Inhale, straighten the legs, lifting the arms towards the sky. Exhale, stepping the feet together. And then from here, we're going to inhale the arms up tall. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to step back into plank. Maybe pedaling out the knees one and the other. And then slowly lowering down to the belly, grounding the palms under the shoulders. You can come into cobra or up dog. Whatever feels better for you on the side. And then looking over one shoulder and then the other, getting a nice stretch, looking behind you. This really helps the neck and the back, the lower back, the whole body really. I feel it throughout the whole thing. It's a great heart opener too. So staying with the breath. On the inhale going one way, on the exhale going the other. And turning back to center and holding here. Appreciating the breath. Maybe even engaging the breath of fire, which is really intense here. You can really feel it in your lower chakras as you continue to work on the breath of fire in this specific pose as well. So engaging that if you want to, or just staying with easy breath. It can be pretty intense. So if you ever need to come out of this, go ahead and find your way to child's pose if that's what you need. Otherwise, staying here. And then we'll all find our way to child's pose now. Letting our body take a moment to restore. Then returning to all fours, tucking the toes under the feet, sending the hips up and back for down dog. And then kicking that right foot towards the sky, three-legged dog. Dropping it over towards the left side body to open up the hips, maybe making some circles with that knee one direction, and then the other direction. And then returning to three-legged dog and bringing that right foot forward for your lunge on the side. Getting there however necessary, maybe taking a moment to find your adjustment. Right? And then inhaling up tall into high lunge. Reaching the arms towards the sky, maybe looking up towards the sky there. You want your hips facing forward, nice strong stance. Exhale, hands come out to frame the foot. Making sure that right knee isn't going over the right toes. On the inhale, you're coming forward. On the exhale, you're straightening that leg back, sending the bum towards the left foot. Nice dynamic movements here with the breath and the stretch. And returning just to regular lunge, looking forward, appreciating the stretch in the hips here. Staying with the breath. Staying with the stretch, letting the hips open as they will. Sorry, once again, I'm getting eaten alive in the mountains, so just swat them away every now and then. And then you can stay grounded, or you can take your left knee off the mat as you come up, reaching that right arm towards the sky. Left arm is grounded still by that foot. You can come into a bind, or you can hold there, and then coming all the way back to lunge. And we'll find our way into lizard. So heel-toeing that right foot out to the side of the mat. We'll come down to our elbows, or stay grounded on your palms if that feels better. Or if that feels better to come down, whatever your body is telling you is best today. And just breathing through lizard. Finding a nice focal point. Deep, even breaths in and out. Maybe even using a block if you have one. This can be great here. And returning back up to the palms if you were on your elbows, and kicking that right foot up tall behind you, bringing it in towards the nose, and then kicking it behind you once more. We're going to reach that left arm forward and bring it behind us to grab that right foot if this is in your capabilities today. Otherwise, you can just engage it as reaching forward. And releasing that down, we'll go into the other side. So grounding the toes, we're going to reach the hips up and back for down dog. Left foot comes up for three-legged dog. And then dropping that left foot towards the right side body to open up the hips, making circles one direction with the knee, and then the other. And just letting the hips open up, we'll return back to three-legged dog and bring that left foot all the way forward for your lunge on this side. Inhaling up into tall lunge, high lunge here, not tall lunge, high lunge. Looking up towards the hands as they reach up tall. Nice strong stance, the whole body. Exhale, hands down to the mat, framing the foot. We'll come back to our dynamic movement. So on the inhale, you're coming forward. On the exhale, you're reaching your bum back towards your right foot this time as you straighten the left leg. Staying with the breath, moving with the breath. And coming back to lunge, making sure the left knee is not going over the left toes. And you can tuck the right toes under the right foot if that feels good to bring that knee off the mat. Either way, you're grounding that right palm as you lift the left palm towards the sky, looking over maybe towards the sky, maybe coming into your bind, dropping that left hand behind your back if that feels good. And then we'll return back down to the mat and find our way into lizard. So heel toeing that left foot out to the side. You can stay on your palms, come down to a block if you have one, or all the way down into your elbows. Staying with your breath here, opening up the hips. It's a pretty intense posture, so breath is very important, as in the whole practice. And then grounding the palms if you're on your elbows, kicking that left foot up behind you, bringing it in, and then kicking it up once more. Maybe reaching that right arm back to grab that left foot, opening up the body a little bit more, and then releasing it all the way down. Or tuck the toes on our feet and come into down dog, walking the feet forward to your forward fold. Inhale halfway up, exhale folding down. Inhale coming all the way up nice and tall, and exhaling the hands to heart center, focusing on the breath. We're going to give ourselves a second to restore here. And then we're going to inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale once more, folding forward. Nice deep stretch. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, folding down. Letting yourself just appreciate the fold. Maybe nodding your head yes or no, getting that nice neck stretch in. And then inhale, coming all the way back up, nice and tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Prayer pose. Inhaling up. Exhale, hands heart center, all the way down to the mat. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, down. And maybe once again, working the neck. Following the breath. So inhales, halfway up, exhale, lowering down. Working the neck here. So you're looking up on the inhales, you're dropping the neck on your exhale. Maybe taking the palms behind your calves, pull you deeper into the stretch. Inhale, coming back up tall to mountain. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, releasing down. Inhale, halfway lift, looking up. Exhale, looking down, relaxing the neck. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, relaxing down. Following your own breath here, maybe just grabbing those calves and holding that deep stretch if that feels better for you. And then we'll come to our seated position with the feet long in front of us. Toes are flexed, body is engaged, removing any extra flesh under the sit bones. And inhale, the arms up tall. Exhale, taking the hands behind the back, lifting the chest towards the sky, maybe letting the head fall back to look behind you. Really opening up that heart here today. Letting it open, letting the energy in. And we're inhaling up tall once more. Exhale, seated forward fold. Maybe holding on to the feet and pulling yourself forward, maybe not. Maybe just grabbing the shins, the calves, or the upper thighs, wherever you're capable today. Keeping the back as straight as possible. We're going to once again work with the breath in the neck. So in the inhale, you bob the head up. On the exhale, you let the neck release down. Inhale it up. Exhale, bob it down. Maybe as you oxygenate the body, you find a little bit more to work with, more stretch. We're going to take that right foot into the left thigh as we fold forward over that left foot. That left foot is still engaged. And once again, you're still working with that breath in the neck. So in the inhale, you lift the neck up, looking towards the toes. Exhale, letting the head bob down. Promised you we'd be working with the breath today, holding true to it. And releasing that pose, we're going to go into the other side. So the left foot comes into the right thigh, right foot is engaged. As you find your forward fold on this side, and working with the breath, bobbing the head up to look at the toes. On the inhale, exhale, dropping the neck. On the exhale, So keep going here, finding your own depth, your own stretch. following your own breath. And then returning back up, both feet forward, and then you're going to take that right foot, crossing it over the left thigh, maybe taking that bind like we did when we were standing into half lotus. So the peace fingers grab the big toe. If that feels good, you can do that. Or you can just cross that right foot over the left thigh. That might be more than enough as you fold forward, finding your stretch today, your depth. Breathing here. Knowing that you can pause, rewind this video at any time to work on a pose. Returning back tall, and then we're releasing the pose. Going to the other side. So the left foot now crosses over the right thigh. Maybe that left hand reaches behind to use the peace fingers, the first two fingers, to grab the big toe, if that feels right for you. Knowing that from side to side it might be totally different. Working with your comfort today. So finding what feels best, and then maybe slightly leaning forward. As you can tell, I don't have as much flexibility on this side, and that's totally fine. Day to day, side to side, our body will be telling us different things. It's about learning to listen to it and work with that. Working with the information that we have. And then coming back tall and releasing the pose. We're going to take that right foot, cross it over the left knee so the foot is grounded. We're going to come into our twist. So right hand is behind us as we inhale, the left arm up tall, taking the elbow and tucking it on the right side of that right knee to pull yourself into a twist, looking over the right shoulder. Maybe finding more space for the twist in your exhales. And then coming to the left side for a little counter twist, grounding the palms, twisting a little bit, and then we're going to switch out the side. So the right foot comes out, left foot comes rounded onto the right side of the right knee. Inhale that left arm up the right arm up this time as it crosses over to the left side of the knee. Elbow is pushing against the knee to find your twist as your left arm is grounded behind you and you're looking over that left shoulder if you can, if that feels okay for you today in your body. Maybe noticing the difference from side to side once more. Even in the twist, it doesn't have to be the same. Relaxing your face, staying with the breath, staying in your twist. And now coming to the other side, grounding the palms for a gentle counter twist. And we'll come into our seated with our feet together. If you have a meditation pillow, feeling free to sit on that. So our feet are together in butterfly pose here. Hands are holding on to either side of the feet. I know it's kind of hard to see mine. Back is tall and straight, focusing on the breath. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Eyes are closed, face is relaxed. Letting the hips open, the body ground. Releasing any unwanted energy today through the exhales. And looking up towards the sky in the inhale, exhaling the chin to the chest. We'll do this a few times. Following your own breath. Inhaling up, exhaling chin to chest. Inhaling up, exhaling chin to chest. Following your breath. And coming back, we're going to do an even more intense variation. So now we're doing seated cat-cow. So hands are on the shins. On the inhale, you bring the chest forward. And then on the exhale, you bring the chest back like you're collapsing in with the chin to the chest. So following your own breath, finding your own depth here, your own pace. Doing this for as long as you need to, maybe even pausing the video to work here a while longer. This is a great pose. I could do this one all day. I love it. Really working the whole body, the whole spine, even in the neck, the head, the arms, the hips. They're all working here. And then slowing it down, coming back to seated, folding forward, nose towards the toes. Going as far forward as works for you. Your nose does not have to touch your toes by any means. Just holding in this stance, letting yourself relax, staying with the breath. Totally collapsing over yourself, finding that comfort in the pose. Slowly coming back up to seated. So from here we're going to roll forward, taking our palms under our shoulders, stepping back into plank pose. And then lowering all the way down to our belly with control. We're going to inhale, lifting up into cobra or up dog, whatever you're more comfortable with today. And then tucking the toes into the feet, loosen the hips up and back for down dog, maybe pedaling out the knees, one and then the other. So just staying in the pose, finding your variation, stretching out that spine. And from here, we'll slowly drop to our knees with control. And then sitting up tall on the knees, adjusting as necessary. We're going to keep our hips over the knees here, and then we're going to take the arms halfway up, as almost we're making ourselves into a field goal. We're going to twist with the breath. So on the inhale, you're going right. On the exhale, you're going left. Nice, strong breath, keeping those hips as forward as possible, over the knees as possible. Really twisting from the upper body here. Going as fast or slow as you need to. Knowing that this is a pretty intense posture, a pretty intense dynamic pose. So flowing with it however works for your body. Slow or fast, matching your breath. On the inhale going one way, and the exhale going the other. This is a great twisting posture, really releasing any toxins in the body. So be sure to drink a lot of water today, maybe twice as much as you usually do. We're working a lot with the breath, a lot with twists, a lot with movement. And we'll return back to center. Inhale, arms up tall. Exhale, slowly bringing the hands down, coming into rock pose, sitting on the feet. And then we'll return to our little cat-cow variation, so with the hands on the knees. Inhale, bring the chest forward, looking up. Exhale, down, collapsing the chest, bringing the chin to the chest. Following your own breath here in cat-cow. And returning to neutral position, we'll come forward onto all fours, tucking the toes on the feet, send the hips up and back for down dog. Holding the pose here. And then stepping the feet forward. Inhale, slowly coming all the way up into mountain. Exhale, the hands to prayer pose, heart center. Stepping the feet just about hip distance apart. Toes point out, heels point in. We're going to come down into our low yogic squat. So taking your time there as you inhale up. Exhale, slowly coming down. Taking the elbows to push against the knees, opening up the hips. Keeping that back as straight as you can. We'll be here for a minute or so. Maybe 20. I'm kidding, not 20. But we're definitely going to be here for a good amount of time. Just letting the hips open. Focusing on the breath. The Koe likes to stretch too. Breathing here. Holding the pose, knowing that us doing this is really nothing. There's people who hold this pose as they eat, as they talk and socialize. They can hold this pose for quite a while, and so we're just doing it for a short amount of time, letting the body feel it out. A nice intense posture. Start warming up. And then rolling onto our bums, hugging the knees into the chest. We're going to bring those feet up to about 90 degrees. You can keep your hands either behind the thighs or out to the sides like I do. And then lowering from boat to canoe. So the shoulders and the feet are off the mat, holding here. That's 6 inches off either side. Inhale to boat, exhale canoe. Inhale to boat, exhale canoe. Inhale boat, exhale canoe. And holding. Maybe doing a little swim kicker kind of thing here. Really engaging that core for the last part. And then hugging the knees and chest, laying on your back. My pillow is conveniently located, so I'm going to move that out of the way. So I'm laying on my back and I'm hugging the knees into my chest. And I'm going to come into happy baby. So spread the knees apart. My hands are on the inside of my feet. Arms are on the inside of my feet. My hands are grabbing the outsides of my feet. So my elbows are actually on the insides of my knees. And you can stay in happy baby here, rocking side to side, or maybe straighten legs like I have them here, and what I love my Laura called the elated baby. So if that feels good for you, you can work on that pose, or you can stay in happy baby. And then hugging the knees in, gently rocking side to side. Giving that lower back a gentle massage. Then grounding the feet just below your bum. We're going to lift the hips towards the sky for bridge, for 1. And then for 2, maybe walking the hands under the body to interlace them under the bum. You're lifting through the hips here as if somebody has a rope tied around your waist and is lifting you up towards the sky. Not so much engaging the glutes. And then you can return to bridge, or you can come to wheel. If you're coming to wheel, you place your hands beside your head, fingers point in, and then you lift up nice and slow with control. I suggest that you stick with bridge if you haven't done wheel before in your practice. That I would suggest doing at first with a practitioner before just delving into it. It's a pretty intense pose. So either holding in wheel or bridge, and then slowly lowering back down, vertebrae by vertebrae, hugging the knees into the chest. So from here we're going to begin to find our way into Shavasana, where you have your feet about hip distance apart, toes falling out, and gently laying on your back, arms at your sides, palms facing up to receive energy, release anything you need to. And just relaxing here. Staying with the breath. Things will be a little different today. I'm going to come out about halfway, but you can stay here and just once again listen to this sound bowl, the singing bowl. Get a little bit of sound meditation in. But you're just focusing on the breath, focusing on the moment, letting yourself be still. So as I come into bringing the sound bowl into our meditation, you are laying on your back, letting yourself just observe the sound and how it feels to you, how you react to it. Focusing on the breath. Slowly beginning to reawaken the body now as we wind down, wiggling the fingers and toes, reaching the arms overhead, and finding your way into a comfortable seated position. The hands at heart center. We'll bring the hands to our forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. And into the mouth. May we have clear and loving communication. And lastly, to the heart, may we have clear and loving intentions. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste. I'll leave you with a grounding mantra to continue your day. I am grounded. My spirit is grounded deep in the earth. I am calm, strong, centered, and peaceful. I am able to let go of fear and trust that I am internally safe. I am worthy of all things beautiful. Sat Nam.